I find astounding, Chris, is that the shooting of this show is so close to its airing. You are shooting this in July, and the show debuts next season when? Late September?
Probably late August, early September, I'd say.
Wow, isn't that cutting it rather close?
It is, and it's really just kind of how Glee works, because we'll be filming an episode like the week before sometimes, and then it gets to the editors, and they work their magic on it, and suddenly it's on that the next night.
And then when you have a big musical number like Choke that we just saw there, how much rehearsal time do you get to do that?
Usually about a day.
That's all?
Yeah, it really just depends. Sometimes we're rushed because it's a circus of a show to put on every week. So sometimes we get the day before, sometimes we get a few hours before. It really just depends.
And you get scripts how long before?
Very shortly before. A lot of times the scripts have to change because of rights to music, and a lot of dialogue and a lot of storylines revolve around what songs people get to choose. So sometimes things have to be changed the night before, so you'll get a brand new script the day of. It really just depends.
We've had a lot of the characters and actors from American Horror Story on this show of ours in the recent weeks, and they all recounted the same experience of working with Ryan Murphy, which was, in some cases, the characters on American Horror Story who turned out to be dead had no idea they were dead because Ryan was giving them the scripts so close to shooting. And then when I asked Ryan about that, he said, oh, well, he's trying to defend it. I'm not sure I believe him. But he said, oh, I want them to live in the moment, the actors. I want them to believe who they think they are at the moment as characters, because there's one woman in American Horror Story, of course, the daughter who doesn't know she's dead. But I think that this is just Ryan's style, isn't it? He loves the drama of putting on a show, I guess like theater itself, live, just get everybody in there and put it on, and even if it's close to call.
Listen, if it's his style, I don't envy it. I don't envy him. Like I'm a passenger on the Ryan Murphy train. Don't get me in trouble now.
Okay. We're just trying to get some insight on this from your side. Daniel, let me come back to you.
You mentioned that Sarah Jessica Parker is coming on the show as your mentor in the next season. I was wondering, so many guest stars have come on the show in the last couple of years, if there's anyone you'd love to work with from maybe the musical theater world or maybe outside of it that you'd love to have on the show.
I've been campaigning to get Julie Andrews to play my grandmother since episode 1 of season 1. If I have great respect for someone, I almost in a way don't want them on the show, because whenever we have a guest star on the show, literally we are like piranhas. We surround them and just consume them whole. And I don't know if they I mean, of course, in flattering ways. But I don't know. It's a tough show to come on board for a little bit. But anyone really, like I love having guest stars. I love having people come in and I sit down and beg for all their old stories about working with big wigs back in the day and the shows that they used to be on. So I love people with like long historical filmographies, I'll say. So anyone like that, I'd love to have.
When this show was created, your character, Ryan Murphy says that he created it really for you, that at the audition you were so impressive that he just kind of cultivated that, and that there was a character that was killed off, I guess, or eliminated from the first show called Rajesh. What do you know about Rajesh? I mean, I'm trying to play a mental game of what Glee would have been if he stuck around. Do we know anything about him?
Yes, because Rajesh was who they had me read for the studio execs and the network execs at the final auditions. And he was similar to Kurt. He was a little fashion forward, straight, was kind of in the same situation with Mercedes that Kurt went through in the Acapellas episode, where Mercedes liked him and basically told him, we're going to be in a relationship now. But he kind of went with it. He kind of liked it. But I don't know, maybe he'll show up in American Horror Story, Rajesh. R.I.P.
Well, if Ryan starts, confusing those scripts as he's writing them, because he's certainly in the middle of Horror Story now too. But you better be careful, Chris, because we know that the next season of American Horror Story takes place in a mental institution. Those doors are locked. If you get in, you'll never get out.
I would probably fit in very, very well.
Daniel, I'm coming to you for the last question. What is it?
Well, Ryan Murphy is working also on American Horror Story, which is such a different show from Glee, polar opposite shows. Would you ever imagine yourself being cast on American Horror Story, and what kind of character you think you might play?
I can beg. I would love to. I would love to do something crazy on American Horror Story. Absolutely, would love it. Yeah, I mean, I would love to play someone completely crazy, completely dangerous. I would love, if Jessica Lange is ever sick, I would just love to come play her because she's amazing.
Actually, I lied. One last question. Let me have, Chris, and that is, if you get nominated again, as you were 2 years ago, you'll have to pick a sample episode from the past season as an example of your best. Do you have any idea what that might be?
No, really. I can say I really, again, would be very, very surprised to receive a nomination. But I don't know. I think I have fewer to choose from this season, thankfully, because that was always an issue, not knowing what to pick. But the problem is the Kurt stuff is always dramatic. So I would have to, I don't know, I have to think there's a episode the first time and my cat is meowing. What? I'm on the interview. I'm having an interview. I don't know, there's the Whitney Houston episode, there's the episode with the gold pants that I hope to never ever witness again. But I don't know. Hopefully, maybe I'll do a poll if I'm lucky enough to get nominated and let the fans pick.
Okay. Well, we always have strong opinions too. I'll send you what we think. Take that in stride. Good luck to you, Chris. Thanks for joining us today. We hope to see you at the Emmys.
Thank you guys so much. Thank you.
Speaking of